gate's rolling if you want to hear that one.
Oh, well, that's good. I always like to hear this one on the gate. But nothing sounds better than that R27. Oof, that receiver is just the bomb diggity when it comes to high fidelity. But it is Classic Radio Roundup. Brought to you by Fred's Discount Voodoo Emporium, where our motto is, if you want someone dead, come and see Fred. There we go. High gain is warming up. All right, it's time to make the big switch. All right, let me make sure I'm on frequency. Oh my God. It's clarifier 30. Oh my, too much audio here. Oh, I know what the problem is. Get this stupid narrow one. Wow. This thing needs a working. Hello. Hello, hello. Classic Radio Roundup.
I got some weird noises going through here.
Let's see. You got a weird noise where?
Coming through the air. I know it's from the poles, but it's real quiet. But it just seems like it's like junk.
I think you're living in the outer limits, Ron. I really do. You got the most bizarre noises of anybody I know.
I know. It's gotta be this area too. But I know the poles they're affecting everything that's going on around here. But it can't be just one radio. It's every single radio.
Well, sure. It's not your radio's fault. It's the fault of the local atmosphere up there.
Yeah, I'll deal with it. We'll see what happens when he comes around. I thought he was out there calling me. I don't know who it was. We get a lot of bad noises down here. We're in Philadelphia there, in Aston. There, Ron, break. Oh, Aston down there, huh? How you doing? Hey, how you doing, Ron? Yeah, we're getting a lot of funky noises down this end of town, man. They're like 20 over. Oh, you got some noises too down here? Hey, 10-4. Yeah, it's coming. I'm hoping it gets the heck out of here. But when it does get out of here, then all that skip, it's probably what's happening. All that skip is coming in. Yeah, I know, man. I was hoping to get out of here. You know, it started coming in around 4 o'clock. You know, I said, damn it, man. I hope this shit don't hang in here tonight with our roundup, because it spoiled last week, you know, for me. I couldn't hear nothing, and even the spill was down. So it was like a total washout, so I kind of miss you guys. I caught you here and there, though, during after the week, so that was a plus. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, Roger on that. Well, it's good that I'm making it down to Aston here. Yeah, you're making a nice trip down here, Ron. I hear you real good. No problem at all. There you go, on this little Ranger 618 all by itself. It's making a fine trip off the IMAX anyway. Yeah, what's that? You on IMAX on a what? A Royale 28AD 618 with a D104 lollipop.
10-4, 10-4 in a Ranger. Alright, I got you. Yeah, 10-4. Now you're sounding good down here in the Rangers, not making a trip down through the islands. The D104, yeah, your modulation is great. There's no problem with the lodge at all.
There you go. Alright. Yeah, sounds good. At least you made the fine trip up here to the Valley Forge.
Yeah, Roger on the Valley Forge, Roger. So, Ranger is doing okay there. No problem hearing me there. Audio sounding okay?
Yeah, you're making it up here through this little extra noise that I got up here.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4. We got a pretty low noise level down here tonight. Radio anyways, as long as them Maxians or whatever don't come back in there, man, no problem at all. Who are you talking to, Spidey?
Some of the guys up there at Potsdam are getting ready for roundup.
Hey, 10-4.
Yeah, Classic Radio Roundup. Best show on Citizens Band Radio.
Alright, Ron.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about that thing, and I don't think I really got the dinero right now for that in the fix. I would love to get it, but I don't believe I'll be able to do that. But hey, grab my number off the train if you get it. You know, train's got my cell phone number. You're welcome to call me anytime if anything comes up or whatever. And if I come up with the dinero in the meantime, if you still have it, I will ask you about it there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, sounds good. I'll get it from him then, okay?
Hey, 10-4. Alright, hey, we're going to put her on the side, copy the mail, and take in a little bit here. So, hey, Ron, good to talk to you here. A pleasure for sure. You're sounding very good on this end. Treetop tall, my friend, treetop tall. Wall-to-wall treetop tall, that's what I wanted to say. At any rate, we'll put her on the side here for a little bit, Ron. 4, 5, 6, and we're on the mail.
Alright, Henry, I'll talk to you later. Nice talking to you. Sunny Louise.
Hello, Henry. Countywide Radio 441.
Roger, Roger, Ron.
Hello, Henry. Let's see if I got this thing going. 441 Countywide Radio.
Hey, 441. Top of the evening to you, my friend. Top of the evening. Sounding good on this end. Yeah, sounding very good. Got a great copy on you here tonight.
Yeah, I got a good copy on you too there, Henry. Sounding choice. We got the pipeline tonight. Working this old Tram Titan glow on glass tube radio. Good to hear you on Classic Radio Wednesday.
As a norm, it's always a pleasure to be here on Classic Radio Roundup and to be heard on that end. I hope all is well on your end. I haven't been able to talk to you really freely like this for a while. There's a lot of noise on our end, and so forth. But that Tram Titan sounded darn good on this end, man. Sounded damn good. Gotta love that classic modulation on that end. We're talking on a 2995, of course. Good IMAX 2000 and a 575 handheld. And we're going to put her back on the side there on 441-73 to you and your family. And I hope all is well with you. We'll be on the mail there, 441.
All right there, Henry. Thanks for joining us. Stick around and listen into the shenanigans on Classic Radio Roundup. Sure to appreciate the flowers on this glow on glass Tram Titan. It is a fun radio to run, and you're sounding just as good on that 2990 you got going on down there. Sounding real nice up here tonight, Henry. Again, thanks for stopping by there, bud. 73 until we do it again the next time. Yeah, it is nice and quiet, laid back local kind of night without all the skipland noise filling up the locals, keeping them out. Alright, I'm going to step to the side and let Classic Radio Roundup roll. 441 the Spitfire.
And rolling it is. Rolling thunder.
Hang on, I think One-Eyed Jack is trying to get up here. Come on in here, One-Eyed Jack. I got a little bit of you. it's a little bit, I got most of what you said there, One-Eyed Jack. Thanks for the flowers. You're doing reasonably well up here. But starting to pick up some static crashes. They're making it a little bit rough. The noise limiter did help that out, though. So this Tram Titan did help that out. Thanks for stopping by and checking us out there, One-Eyed Jack. I am hearing you reasonably well tonight. Over. Alright there, One-Eyed Jack. Thanks again for stopping by Classic Radio Roundup, and thanks again for the flowers from down your way. And you guys have fun with your classics and your little parallel roundup down there. I think that's pretty cool. All the best there, One-Eyed Jack from the Spitfire up here around the volcano crater on this Glowing Glass Flea Market Radio. Okay, I got you that time around, One-Eyed Jack. Well, your equipment is working for you tonight. Usually I can't hear you too well, but I do hear you tonight. Static crashes aside. All the best there, One-Eyed Jack. 73, and thanks for joining us on Classic Radio Roundup 441 on the side.
Yeah. Wow, we may have a laid-back local night tonight. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, it kind of looks that way. And this noise limiter, it does crap out the audio quality, but by using it, boy, it really does the number on static crashes.
Yeah, if you're careful with how you adjust it, you put just enough in there that it'll eliminate the static without really destroying the audio. The higher up you turn it, the more it distorts the audio.
Well, even just on and off with you, just from on and off, not even turning it up, it does, add some treble. No, not treble. Bass to it. Not in bass either, just flat tone. Just mushes it out.
Yeah, every single radio I've ever seen with a noise limiter will distort the audio, because really all it is a diode that chops off the noise peaks, and in doing so it's like a clipper circuit. It distorts the voice peaks too, so it messes up the reproduction.
If I turn the tone control all the way to the right, it ain't quite so bad. It does make it easier to copy the stations that are caught in the lightning crashes.
I guess we got some storms out there in the distance. They said we could get some. Hopefully they're not heading this way anytime soon.
60% chance of scattered thunder showers. So depending on where you are, you may or may not get your share.
Yeah, so I switched over to the high gain with the D104. This radio comes out of the box with enough low end to go down to 100 hertz anyway, which is probably why this thing's got a decent low end to it for a typical radio.
Breaker.
Hello, Sparky.
Good evening, gentlemen. What does that have for a final, that Utopia? Has that got a tube in there?
Yes, it does.
You know what it is?
It's a 12... Oh, jeez. Hold on a second, I'll tell you.
All right, evening, Bagger. And 44, I think, is in there. Ron, Henry, I heard down there, off in the distance. Don't know if he'd hear me or not. Still tuning here. A little bit. Okay, it's on. I'm running in Midland 13, 898B Bravo.
Oh, yeah? You got one of those, too?
Yeah, it's a really nice looking radio. I think one of their nicest
nicest looking radios.
That's funny. Gene used to think it was an ugly radio. I think it's a nice looking radio too. I agree with you.
Is that the flea market radio that you got from me?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a good looking radio.
Yeah, it's one of them ones that looks like a stereo, billet knobs and all.
Yeah, it looks like a 70s Marantz kind of stereos.
I like that. Yeah, and then it has the two vertical meters, right?
Yeah, one on top of the other. The final was at 12JT6.
12JT6, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at one on the bay right now.
What, a high gain utopia?
Yes, sir.
What's the bidding up to on it?
Not much, it's a rust bucket.
Oh, that's a shame.
I might try and snag it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind finding another one, you know, that's in better shape than this one, because this one's a little on the rough side too. But they tend to be high dollar too.
I'll take a radio that's got a clean face and the cabinet needs painted. I'll paint it.
Yeah, that's really what I need is the faceplate, because some of the lettering it was worn off of this, and somebody replaced the mic jack. Used to, you know, the original mic jack in the thing is a quarter-inch stereo headphone style jack. Somebody bored the hole out and put a 4-pin in there, which is good for me, but it's not original.
You can't touch those things cheap.
No, you can't. Not unless you find one at a yard sale.
I did see a TRC 451 there.
Yeah, there's a 441 on eBay this week too, Pete.
I'm done with eBay. I ain't starting over, and they locked me out of my account. It's my own fault, really, because I didn't update my email address.
Oh, really?
That's right.
You going cold turkey?
Email address.
What's that?
When did they want you to update your email address?
When everybody got hacked. I can't get in to verify it because they're going to send the verification to my email address, which I no longer have access to.
Oh, okay. That's because oh, right. Yeah, I already changed my password.
Well, I couldn't because I couldn't get in. They locked me out.
You can actually reach them by phone.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I may or may not do anything about it.
As much as eBay pisses me off with some of their practices, it's still like the best game in town for certain things.
I don't disagree with you.
There's a local one called Garage Sale with a V, like garage sale. And I was scrolling down through it. I signed up. The next day I get an email letter saying, "Oh, you've been denied. This is for local people."
Local where?
I think it was like Reading and Pottstown or something. I don't know. They wanted to see if you were a real person and would respond back, I think.
So you're not local enough.
No, I think they just weed out robots or something like that.
And they thought you were a robot?
Well, sometimes I have known to speak in monotones.
You will be assimilated.
Resistance is futile.
That's funny. You've been denied. Access denied.
I know, and it was just by like some, yuppie housewife and, her little thing, whatever she was running, or I don't know. There was like a lot of clothes on there. I went to see if there were radios, and their search engine sucks. I typed in radio, nothing came back, and then I scrolled down and I'm finding like car stereo radios and stuff, so I guess it's in its infancy, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
has an open clarifier.
What radio is that? Oh, the 898? Yes, it does. Well, it's not, it moves on transmitted. That came out of the box that way.
I can hear you changing. I can hear you moving around. Whee!
Yes, sir.
It's too funny. Whee!
Now take a look at the back. I'm actually running it on DC because the AC's got a bit of a hum. RCA jacks for speaker. Something else. Oh, it's got an audio record out.
Actually, it doesn't sound bad either. I know mine is kind of weak on the audio side. People always say it's kind of like my weakest sounding radio. Not weak as far as level, but just I don't know. Doesn't have the full-fledged fidelity. I'm gonna have to go in there and do something about that maybe.
That radio, because of that line out jack, that was my first spew radio receiver.
That's right.
Oh, that's cool. We heard it on Spew Radio.
And then it died or something. I forget. The radio quit working. I forget what happened. I'm like, I don't feel like messing with it. And I gave it to Dave.
It stopped transmitting. So the disc cap shorted out in it.
That's right. I fixed it, and then something else died.
Yeah, the cap went bad. The first time you fixed it, then the second time it was with the cap going bad. You tried replacing the final one, that didn't fix it, and then he gave up on it, gave it to me, and I'm going like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. And I got lucky. I was poking my finger around, and I felt this cap, it was really hot. I'm going like, wait a minute, this caps don't get hot.
Oh yeah? Come on over here and feel my multi-LMAX disc caps when it's running. They get hot. I gotta replace them.
Yeah, well, if they're getting hot, it means they're leaking.
They're not the doorknob stuck. Could you replace it with like a ceramic or something?
It's easy enough to just get replacement disc caps. I just hadn't done it. Too many other priorities. Right now I dropped coin on carburetors, so there goes my hobby cash for a while.
Oh, sweet. Speaking of that, my bucket truck's ready. It's inspected, so I'm hoping this weekend I could go over to the farm.
Well, I took a ride by there the other day. I'm like, oh man, that thing is way buried in that vine. But don't forget, somewhere buried in there is a 20-foot mast that goes with it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to hook on it and pull it a little bit and cut a little and pull. I think most of that's Virginia creeper, and there's some PI in there.
Yeah. Well, in any case, don't forget the mask. Take the mask with you.
Well, we can put it on the regular tower and raise that antenna up.
I think it's too fat in diameter.
Oh, okay.
I hear those guys down in Aston.
I can only hear Henry if I point the beam at him.
I had a good pipeline to Henry tonight.
Yeah, I think he made it in there last week too.
Last week being a lot of skip noise, though.
Yeah, that's right.
No, there's none of that, thank you, radio gods.
You never know, though. It might change in a half hour's time.
Yeah, especially when you got, a lightning shear. If it shears on an E-layer, sometimes you get them thunderstorms that charge things up and do that.
Yeah.
I saw it on the news about an hour ago. It looked like a big diagonal line with like thousands of lightning strikes. I mean, I can hear it in the hash. It's just like almost constant.
That's right. But my limiter really does a pretty good job of it. It's better with it on than it off. The trade-off in fidelity is worth it.
Yeah, unless I get a lot of noise, I never run with a noise blanker or a noise limiter on.
Yeah, like you were saying, some of them distort the audio.
Yeah, well, this one, the way I have it set, it takes it from to. I don't have to listen to all that crash real loud and strong. It knocks it off nicely.
This one doesn't do much. Heard him talking about us. My ears ringing.
Oh no.
Potsdam's having their field day this weekend.
Oh, it's field day this weekend?
I think so.
Yes, and that's a national event.
Bunch of hammies in the woods.
With tents.
Yeah, and sometimes not. I'll be working to pay for my new carburetors this weekend.
Are you getting some Webbers?
I'm gonna be in Flemington, New Jersey this weekend.
Flemington?
Yep, softball tournament.
We used to go to the outlet stores up there.
Oh yeah, outlet stores.
Now we got one in our backyard. Just don't go shopping there in your sweatpants.
I make a point of it to go in sweatpants. I think you got my wife doing that. It's like we're driving by, she's like, I'm wearing sweatpants, let's stop at the outlet.
Ha ha ha!
I heard the ladies on here, I think it was last night maybe, or the night before, chatting. Cheryl the Pearl was in here, and I'm not sure who the other operator was. They were just talking like shoes or something. It was very pleasant to hear them on here.
Whatever happened to that one in Florida?
I hear her once in a while. Steel Mag.
What?
Couldn't get in to see Patriot to get my oil change, so I'm seeing Joe Friday.
Oh, with your truck?
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
The 451 radio I saw was listed as its other part number. That was kind of cool. I was like, I recognize that radio. I don't recognize that number. It was like a part radio. There's a couple other ones on there. Nice little Polycom. A few others caught my eye. Tram 27E.
Yeah, predecessor to the Titan.
I think there was a breaker. Go break. Hey, you blockhead? Oh, the yet to be handled operator. Okay, yeah, and he's down there near Ron. He came in there the other night. Hey, welcome to Classic Radio Roundup. Yeah, think of a handle, like, something you like to do, or, I don't know, anything. Rumpelstiltskin's a little long. Well, think of a nickname
family friendly. Fish? There's a couple of fish around here. Hmm. Hey, 10-4, well, pleasure hearing you on the band, and thanks for checking in on the Classic Radio Roundup. It was good to hear your young one in there the other night. Little guy, I think we named him already. Little guy, it was good to hear him. Yeah, by the Spring Mount ski area. Sparky's the handle up here. Talk to Ron now and then. Yeah, think of a handle. I mean, that's up to you. Anybody else copy that, operator?
I got a slight copy on him. Where's he? Down by Ron?
Yeah, I have a slight copy. I can hear him now and again. Static crashes are killing him. Modulation's low.
We can fix that.
We can make him better than he was.
Faster.
Stronger.
Able to leap tall buildings.
We're not dodging bullets or leaping buildings anymore here.
And avoid crashing into oak trees.
Able to hop the curb in a single bound.
Able to cross a parking lot with a full shopping cart.
You know, I still ride them.
Yeah, I do too. If it's downhill, I'll hop on it and ride it. Guilty.
I gotta send you that link. I took just a real quick video of you coming up the driveway in the mini bike.
I like playing with the mini bike once in a while.
I know, I'm gonna get mine out this weekend, damn it. We usually go camping, but I think we're gonna have a staycation.
Hey, I did mine already.
I'm going up the mountains for the 4th of July week.
I had 6,500 miles of fun.
Yeah, we usually go up the mountains with a lot of pyro, man. But I don't know, not this year maybe.
Yeah, up there you can kind of get away with it if you're in a secluded area. Nobody will bother you.
Yeah, it's just un-American.
I got blanks for my 303 Enfield.
Everybody else in the country can handle them just fine, but nope, we're not allowed.
I have number 7s, ceremonial mortar, as it were. I need to get some good XXX black powder. That'll just bring the cops over again.
Not if you shut it off once or twice.
4th of July, I could get away with it.
Yeah, everybody does it then.
Especially if you told your neighbors maybe, or something, I don't know, if you knew who called.
Oh, I know who called and I ain't telling him. In fact, I'll aim it his way.
Yeah, Mr. Buick.
He knows not to mess with me. I'm armed and dangerous. On my property. I believe in the castle doctrine.
Right back. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them gun-toting white right-winger, I can just hear him.
Yeah, I love my Bibles and my guns. I cling to them. Well, when you try and run me over with an automobile in my driveway, you just might get return fire. It's possible.
What I was getting. I told him roll with it. It's all less than an hour. You tell me you're the guy.
Yeah, that's a little bold.
You playing around all his prior orders.
That was interesting to say the least.
How about that?
Yeah, that's something you want to do every day.
Every
said, hey, if you set off any fireworks, please give me a courtesy phone call so I can bring my dogs in or make sure they're, secured. He said it affects them. And I said, all right, so I just complied ever since. And now the other neighbor behind me set some off the other day. Came over, thought it was me, was not. And I said, if you know the guy, I said, you got to give him the same info.
That's right.
That's right.
I don't understand quite why the gunshots would affect the hunting dogs or, the fireworks.
Yeah, right. They're supposed to be accustomed to that.
Maybe if they're not in like some controlled environment, maybe. Maybe they don't understand, like, hey, I'm not outside on the hunt, what's that banging? Or maybe they get all excited and freaked out and think they're going hunting, I don't know.
Yeah, they'll start yelping and chasing each other.
I've seen his dogs work though, they're magical. They just find birds like magic.
They're well-trained dogs.
You see where the Supreme Court turned down the police ability to automatically search your cell phone upon arrest.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit too crazy with this privacy invasion stuff.
Yeah, and now that they think that they can search your car without a warrant, that one disturbs me.
Yeah, that just passed here.
I don't know how they can get away with that.
No more fun on the highway. All right, enough politics.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, it was already too much.
Well, we were talking about the Fourth and, independence and all.
Liberties. Liberty means something.
For all.
Liberty and justice for all.
Well, there's no more justice. Unless you're the president, you just write the rules as you go and make things as you go. Oh no, we're back here again. Have a pen and a cell phone.
No. That's it. No more.
You and I'll throw you in the clink for, going 15 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Yeah, really.
I saw a good sign in New Jersey today. Reminded me why I don't want to live there. All fines doubled in 65-mile-an-hour speed zones. So basically, every highway that's 65, it's double your fine.
So if you're going 75, they'll really nail you.
That's right. Here's your fine, sir. Oh, and double that. Oh, and here's the court cost at the bottom.
Yeah, you get a little out of hand with these fines sometimes.
I was up in Manhattan. I got 2 parking tickets in the same day. 2. And to send your money, it's the New York Department of Finance is who you send your check to. They don't even call it the parking authority anymore. They just call it Department of Finance. It's like, just deposit this in our bank, please.
And they take all these tax dollars and they get all federal kickback tax money and all kinds of things like that. And then they get all these revenue things going on like that. And they still piss all that money away. They still don't have enough. And even after they generate all that extra revenue from fines and everything, good gravy, where's all that money go?
I don't know. They were $115 a piece, so I gave my $230 parking fee to New York City for working there for the day. Thank you.
Yeah, you might as well just have taken a day off. You might have came out ahead.
Oh, no, no. Contrary, I pass that right on to the consumer.
Aha, I said.
Yeah, your fee is going to be $90 higher today.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, well, I got it done. Out there today.
They're probably used to that's just the way of doing business in New York, you know.
Well, I told him, I said, no more jobs if I can't park at the dock or something. I just said, forget it. If you can't park me there for the day, then forget it. The building I was at today, up on one of the floors was a production studio, and they were taking casting calls. So many pretty women came by, I could not believe.
Oh yeah, hot chicks.
OMG is all I can say. I get in, I get out. We're pretty close to New York, you know. It's not that far of a drive. It's actually faster if you go down the turnpike and go through Ben Salem and back up through Jersey.
Sure, take the Jersey Turnpike. Or you can take 78.
Yeah, I do a lot of CB, and on the way up there's a lot of guys on CB.
Channel 18, man.
Yeah, but they're guys like I recognize from other forums and stuff on the web.
What, driving down the road, or you talking about base radios?
No, they're on the base on 19. I don't know what their home channel is, but some of the guys are in there to aggravate the truckers.
There you go. There's a real statement about your status of life. If all you got better to do is to aggravate truckers on the radio.
Yeah, that was something I used to do on a drunken night with nothing else to do and not going anywhere. Like, there's nobody else to talk to, so let me go aggravate the truckers. But that was 25 years ago.
To do stuff like that, we were teenagers. I had this one kid that was, his voice was high pitched, and he used to pretend he was a girl and get them all worked up.
Yeah, that still flies up there, I think. Yeah, is that you, Seven?
That was Henry.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard number 7 in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That was easy. I wonder if there was anyone in there that would know about if I had missed Egg Harbor key down. Are they having a key down this year? See, he would know that, and I'm interested in finding out, because the last time I should have went, and I had to work. This time I'll just say I can't work.
Well, you can find out on the internet, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think they have it every year. But what was nice is that there were vendors with things sitting on their fenders, and I would have liked to have perused those.
Yeah, all them forums you're on, somebody would say something there, you would think.
Yeah, I like that. Fender vendors.
Fender vendors. Yeah. What do you want? We got 2 bill, 3 bill, 4 bill, 5 bill, 6 bill, 8 bill.
3 pill, 5 pill.
They made.
boy.
Exports, exports.
You got anything with tubes?
Yeah, we got disease.
Got steel tubes.
Well, I was looking at those too, you know, they're building those. X-Force builds a couple of those amps now. And them steel tubes, them Russian G35, GS35.
No, the Russian tubes, the ones that used to give Gene a headache.
Oh, that's right, he didn't check his station parameters.
Yeah, I think he was nuking himself.
That's why they put them in a metal box, those things. But there are manufacturers making new tube amplifiers. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there's a few out there.
And then the ham radios, man, they still make some tubes and such, but a lot of them went to the MOSFETs. 50 volt, 48 volts, I think they run them at 50.
Yeah, well those 50 volt MOSFETs, you could get a kilowatt out of a pair of them, but they're darn expensive. If you blow one, you're you're in big trouble.
Yeah, you might even have to replace both of them. I don't know, they're like a push-pull, right?
Yeah, they might be a matched pair. They're like $150 a piece.
Yeah, MRF 750 or something.
Yeah, they're good parts. They can actually, you know, the good MOSFET amplifier like that is nice. They work really well. But I don't think you could abuse them as much as you could a tube amp.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta admit though, that's something kind of cool in the hobby that keeps me interested. I start looking at that stuff and then big giant Russian tubes and sockets and chimneys for these and how to cool disease and stuff. That's kind of like the top end of the hobby. Hey, 10-4. Top of the evening there, Sparky. 456, waving a hand. I got you in there, Henry. Good evening there. Making a trip up this way. Yeah, running this old Midland 13898B base station. This is 775, correct? I don't know. Maybe I need to pump it up down there. You hear me down there, Henry? Yeah, 10-4.
You guys keep doubling.
All right, good to hear you, Henry. On the Classic Radio Roundup.
27.115 on your AM dial.
Sparky, yeah, we got a Sparky down this way too. There, 775. So I got a little confused there, I'm sorry. We got two Sparkies going, but 775, top even there, up there around Springville. Good to hear you in there, 456, waving a hand. Alright, 456. Alright, yeah, I think I go back to like the early 70s, or maybe like 74 or something, so I know there's a lot of Sparkies. He's probably an electrician like me. Roger, roger, man, roger, roger. Alright, sorry to interrupt you if I did, and we'll be down there holding our little roundup. So, let me kick it back and take it easy, my friend. Alright, see you, Henry. That's why I was asking that new operator down by Ron what he does, you know? He said something about he likes to fish. He wanted to be called fish, but I think there's a big fish up here or something. Sailfish up here, is that right? He's an operator that was out for a while. Where you at, Dave? 44, you still in there? Oh no, we lost Dave. He would know. I think it's sailfish. Yeah, I pulled him out real good. I turned on the preamp. It was like pop. There he was.
the guy had on Grumpy's. Did you? That has a 250B tube in it?
That's a steel tube. That's a good tube.
Yeah, well those RF decks I got out off of you had them in there.
That's right.
How do you test them things?
Put them in and see if they work.
That was my first linear Pride 100.
I think everybody had a Pride 100.
Yep, it had a sticker on the bottom made by the handicapped.
Yeah, I think everybody had one of them.
Immediately I picture some dude in a wheelchair, you know.
Or blind like Mike.
Yeah, soldering. Hey, I went up to the Boyertown Car Museum a couple weeks ago. It was pretty cool. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, it's a cool little place to go.
Yeah, it was cool. We came out, they had like donuts and cakes and stuff, and it was like, you know, oh yes, enjoy these refreshments. So we started eating, and the lady comes back in the room. She's like, oh, those are for the tour. Like, I'm sorry, we ate some of your lemon meringue pie.
I'm on tour.
Well, we paid, but she's like, no, that's for the the Reading, Automobile Club tour.
They must be special.
Yeah, I saw they had a caboose up there, and they were working on the other cars when I came by on the rail cars. So they're getting, they're getting railed up for their train.
Woo woo!
I guess it'll go from there down to when this thing starts to run away. I think it goes from there down to across the Kunji or something. Does it go down that way?
I don't know how far it goes, but it goes along the Manatawny Creek.
Yeah, that's it. I wonder if anybody noticed if they did the railroad crossing gates at 100. Good freaking grief.
What good grief.
Yeah, lots and lots of grief.
I have no grief.
Oh, you don't hear that squeal out there?
Yeah, but Henry gets over it, so that tells you how strong it is.
Must be a bush boogie then.
Buddy, you got bush boogied.
Yeah, it's in that magical direction.
Roger, roger. It ain't all that strong. I can hear Henry through it.
I can hear you through it barely. I have to null it out with the beam.
Oh, do I need to go to the pump house? Hang on. There we go. I'll just go to the pump house.
That makes it even better. That was like full quieting.
Yeah, I mean, I always leave a little something in reserve.
Yeah, you gotta have a little something in reserve.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I said, I can hear Henry through it, so that tells you how strong it is. It ain't even knocking out Aston.
Okay, well that's even a better clue, I guess.
Yeah, it is not knocking out Aston, and I don't even think Sparky hears it.
No, but sometimes they'll bring it up in notch levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remember it was here before last week, and I had it on like I don't know. I guess it was on turbo, but that just made it run down that much quicker. It just like what was it, 15, 20 minutes, and then it was like gone. It just went. The signal just fell right off.
They're running out of battery that fast?
When it was on high power, I guess. Yeah, it just You know, it was there, it was strong for about 10 minutes, and then for the next 10 minutes it just dropped, you know, dropped off to nothing.
Oh, what was it in there the last time?
I don't know, sometime probably last week.
Oh, okay. It's probably the same clown then.
Yep, has the same tone.
Yeah. Cousin Brucey's back to his old tricks again, I guess.
Yeah, but it's a lot weaker.
Might be a new neighbor. What up? Sandbagger. Dave, 44 was breaking for you. Who's breaking for who?
Yeah, Dave might not be able to hear him because that is affecting Sandbagger's receive.
Yeah, Steve.
44.
Yeah, I was on spew, and it's giving Dave's spew a solid 9 with that noise.
10-4. And I need to go for a coffee break. 441 countywide radio on this antique glowing glass Tram Titan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for refreshment. Hey, 44. Right back. Who's that other local operator? Is it with a fish in his handle? Is it Sailfish? Yeah, Sailfish up Gilbertsville area. Okay. Yeah, there was a new operator down by Ron, and he was saying, you know, he didn't know his handle or a number yet, and he was saying something about fish, and I was like, I think there is a fish up this way. Yeah, Sailfish. I'll be back in a little bit. 10-4. He'll come up with something, eventually. That's right, and this part of Classic Radio Roundup is brought to you by the 05 Institute of Technology. That's right. We make it 10-8 and straight, and then we turn it upside down. How's this president sounding? Good, Ron. Good to hear you on that Classic Radio. Here you go. How's this Midland sounding? As good as it's gonna get through this area. Yep, 10-4. Yeah, I'm just kind of coasting here. I don't have no meters online or nothing. I just turned it on. Yeah, the noise limiter on this radio does nothing. Yeah, I hear some strikes in the background. I guess it's upper Pennsylvania, I guess. Mine have gotten a lot less loud. Or maybe I hear a fan in my receive now. But I'll be right back.
looking through my one book here with CD handles in it. That noise must be too much.
Ooh, I just saw a lightning flash. I'm guessing we're going to get some weather pretty soon. Get funky.
That's right, reset your analyzers and tune them if you got them.
Yeah, tune them if you got them.
Oh man, I got a real nice adult beverage summertime style.
Wish I could do that. Just gotta wait.
Yeah, Wawa mango drink, right? You know, the Wawa mango drink. All ice, poured over with some 3 olives, pomegranate vodka.
I think it would be better with rum.
No. Well, maybe for some people, I'd prefer vodka over them all.
I'm a rum guy. If I drink any liquor, it's gonna be rum.
Yeah, that would be my second, yep. Although if I'm at a bar and I want to have a couple shots and not get too blasted, I'll have that Coco Ribe coconut rum. I think that's like diluted, but it still has a great summertime flavor.
Once in a while, when I go in the firehouse, I get a beer and a shot of Rumpelmans.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah, that's like peppermint.
That's right, peppermint fire.
I got some hard lemonade waiting for me up the trailer when I get back up there next week.
Oh yeah, Mike's?
No, this is a different brand, but I think I like Mike's a little better.
Yeah, I like their iced tea and lemonade. I think they make one of those.
I like that Lennon Kugel's Summer Shandy.
Oh, you tried that?
Yeah, I like that.
The advertisements got to you?
Well, I drank shandies when I was in England, and they were pretty good there. So I figured, oh, let me try this out. I'm like, hey, this is pretty good for the summer.
Is it like soda and beer together?
No, it's like beer and lemonade.
Beer and lemonade? I wouldn't think that combination would go well.
You wouldn't think so till you try it.
Good evening, Classic Radio Roundup.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, everybody.
Evening, Tim.
Good evening.
Hearing you real well. Hope things are all right on your end.
Yeah, no problem. I guess I'm still breathing, so that's always a good sign.
I got myself a new toy to play with.
Yeah, what you get?
A 1970 A65 BSA Lightning.
There you go. Nice.
Figured you'd know what that is.
Wow, you have to speak God's voice, not too real.
That's right.
That is a nice bike.
It's real pretty.
Who made you pick that up?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Roger that.
To make a long story short, this past Saturday, the brother-in-law and I were out riding bikes. We swapped bikes. He was on my BSA and he crashed it into an oak tree. He signed his over to me.
Oh, man, he didn't get hurt, did he?
Broke his tibia on his left leg.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, pretty much any way you slice it, that does suck. Yeah, he's hurting.
You've been riding for a long time. How the hell he crashed?
Call it a brain fart, if you will.
They happen.
They do, and sometimes they hurt. So anyway, that's how I wound up with it.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, that was better than any cash.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to like sit there and wait for the ambulance and all that stuff, or?
Oh yeah, yeah, and I couldn't even pick up the bike and move it until the state police got there. So I see the poor thing laying there.
Well, it wasn't like revving or something. I hate that when you crash and the engine goes zzzz.
No, it shut itself off. It was off by the time I got there.
You gotta crawl over to the bike and hit the kill switch.
There is no kill switch on that. You gotta turn the key off. But it killed itself.
Sudden shock tends to do that to some motorcycles.
What's that, Tim?
I said sudden shock tends to do that to some motorcycles.
Yeah, carburetors don't really like being on their side. Fuel injection pretty much doesn't care which way it's oriented, but carburetors, they don't like to be on their side.
Nah, not at all.
I wonder if there's some jet plane crashes where they're going down under full throttle and they crash, but an engine's still like hooked up to the fuel source and it's running full blast.
Well, I think the impact would solve any of them problems.
Yeah, maybe you'd just be spooling down from full impact, full speed.
Them are turbines. Unless you talk about a piston plane or something, but a jet, yeah, I mean that's a turbine engine. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, they take a while to spool down.
They usually come apart when they are stopped too quickly. Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, airplanes, they got these drones, and I was thinking like, well, CB drone, fly that baby right over. But what's funny is that these things, they don't have all that much range. I'd be surprised if they got more than like a quarter-mile range, a lot of them.
You need to get a hold of one of those military shows.
Well, what frequency are they controlling those on? What's their bandwidth?
I don't know.
Probably satellite linked. More than likely satellite linked, so they're up in the gigahertz somewhere.
No, the military ones, yeah, but I mean the ones you can buy are still radio-controlled RC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what frequency they're on.
Yeah, they're probably around 49 megahertz.
Okay, well, I'm just saying if one comes over my yard, I might want to know what frequency it broadcasts on.
Break out the spectrum analyzer.
Fire up the amp. I don't know, it just dropped.
Oh no. What's dropping now?
Privately owned, commercially available toy drones.
We're shooting drones down with radio waves. What frequency would we need?
That's a good question. Yeah, because there's a guy up at our campsite that's got one. It's a four rotor copter, and he's got a camera mounted on it. And he takes pictures, from way up in high altitudes and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like your own private version of Google Earth. I gotta imagine something that sophisticated ain't cheap either.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that they're using 11 meters or the 49 megahertz band. They're probably using something higher, you think, or no?
Well, that's just it. I mean, old style radio control used the 72, 76 megahertz band, but I gotta believe these newer ones are more sophisticated and they're using like gigahertz, like 1.2 gigahertz or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about 72 megs.
Yeah, I bet you that's where it's at. All right, we'll have to find that out. Do a little research.
Yeah, have spectrum analyzer will travel.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not hard to pin down what the frequency they're on.
Yeah, I got just that little unit right here. Yeah, portable. I'll tell you what, man, besides, your watt meter, to me, I don't know, because I've run the scope before and watched modulation all, but the analyzer tells it all.
It tells everything you ever want to know about your RF transmission.
Well, I can tell if I'm even clipping on my modulation, because I can see the waveform right in the cone there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I see these drones flying around my house. I'm gonna shoot them suckers down.
That's right, 22 birdshot is pretty effective, yet not very long range.
That's right.
Birdshot, I think they called that snake shot too, for shooting snakes.
Yeah, 10 gauge shotgun works good too.
Well, now you're talking some distance. That's reach out and touch you.
I got snake shot for my 22. It's basically pellets embedded in a gel for the bullet.
Yeah, that's it. Have you ever seen a copperhead around here?
No, but I saw a rat snake.
You have? Dave, you saw a copperhead?
And a corn snake.
Yeah, we got black corn, garter,
snakes. We got all them black snakes. I haven't seen a copperhead yet, though. I got a picture here on my wall in case I see one.
There's a place down off the King Road up off the ridge there. That's called Devil's Potato Patch.
I know where the Devil's Potato Patch is.
There's copperheads up in there.
Yeah, they like to sun themselves on the rocks.
Oh yeah.
And they just live in the rocks, then.
You'll see them through the woods too.
Yeah, it's like a field of boulders, you know, out in the sun, but you know, it's surrounded by trees and woods, so they got everything they need right there. But yeah, I imagine they could live underneath of them boulders and come on top and sun themselves during the day.
Where is that?
It's off of Dietz Mill Road, and you know, up there 562.
Yeah, my buddy lives up there.
Actually, it's further up, I think. King Road? It's on King Road.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to get out White Mill Road.
I know how to get to it. It's been a while since I've been there, but it's in that area right there.
Yeah, if you go down there and make a left on Ridge, take it out to White's Mill. Make a right on White's Mill, go all the way down over a little bridge, just go over the little bridge, and on the left there's a road called King Road. Make a left on King Road, and that'll wind you around. You'll see Devil's Potato Patch, you can't miss it.
Yep, that's it right there.
Okay, yeah, I've been to a little pond down there, a little township park.
When we were kids, we used to hang around those caves up in there, and every one of those damn caves in that mountain.
If you're on that White's Mill Road, just before that bridge, and you get off to the side of the road there, and if you're going, you know, downhill to get in there, you know, go off to your left, and you'll run into it that way.
Yeah, it's like wilderness back there, Tim. That you grew up around there. It's really cool because when I go down there, it like reminds me of being, you know, up in the mountains, like Vermont, even these big giant boulders everywhere and such.
Oh yeah, this is up those mountains loaded with caves. There's one spot you can go in on the bottom, come out about 3/4 of a mile up on top of the mountain.
Yeah, from when the glaciers came through.
And there's a big room up there we used to party in. Huge boulder. Big cave underneath it.
Yeah, if you look at it from Google Earth, it's still all wooded because there's just so much rocks laying there.
Yeah, not too dissimilar from my front yard.
Hey, I resemble that.
Here comes the lightning.
Where you been? It's been here.
It's just making its way down this way. We haven't gotten anything here all day.
I drove through some rain coming back from Manhattan, and then I saw Philly got a thunderstorm. They wanted me to go up on a skyscraper at the end of the day today when the storms are passing through. I was like, no. Just go up on top of that skyscraper with them black clouds right overhead.
Have to carry your antenna up, will you?
Yeah, take that antenna up.
Yeah, take this big rod up there. In a lightning storm.
No, it was just one of them days, Ron, where the potential for lightning was there. It was just there. You know, I could see it. I could see it in the air.
Yeah.
Show you right. Classic Radio Roundup 27115 on the AM radio dial.
Here's an old radio. Madison.
President Madison?
You got it.
like a silver face, Ron?
Yeah, it's got a silver face, the clock's out, and the meters are... The one on the right moves a little bit, but they're both shot. But it works.
Oh, it's a base station.
Yeah, it's base station.
Oh yeah, they're desirable. That one straight 40 or has it got sideband?
It's all in sideband 40.
Oh yeah, that would be worth getting the meters for. They got them on the flea bay.
Oh yeah. You can get them after I sell to them.
Yeah, they're good radio. Yeah, we might, it sounds like a little skip starting to roll. We might get some of that skip because of that cold front coming through.
Skip, what's that?
Something we didn't have during the first half.
Yeah, all I have is a 400 cycle tone.
You'll have to let us know if that repeats.
Yeah, like bad Chinese food.
Text of a text to the text and see what happens. I think I can hear it in there with another carrier. I do hear that now. Does it come and go or is it constant?
Constant tone.
Actually, somebody else is having a conversation in there underneath.
Yeah, South America is revisiting us. I wonder if that could be something like one of those pump house relay stations or something. They've been known to cause problems. Remember that one that was occurring there by 422 for a bunch of like years? I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe no one's like complained or had this fixed yet.
That's Mexico doing all this.
Did they need to take a siesta, Ron?
They need to get the F out of here, is what they need.
Yeah, andale, andale.
Yeah, they tell White Flower to come up here and get out of here for us.
Yeah, vámonos, vámonos.
I'm gonna turn it up and get the ball going here.
I hear that Comcast truck in Springfield. I hear them guys. Tim, you probably hear them better than we do.
Yeah, they're all coming in here. That's what I say, they're having a conversation underneath us.
Oh, some over-the-road drivers. Yep, coming through Springfield Township.
think if it hits the IMAX, it'll shatter before he comes to the house.
Yeah, I agree that yeah, it'll explode at the base. Kind of a local classic radio roundup. I haven't heard anybody else like Green Dog or Wonder Boy. Where are those guys at?
Working hard, I guess.
Yeah, it's summertime.
Yeah. Is this nice and loud yet?
I'm getting there. The switch is still dirty on the mic or something.
Yeah, it's an old microphone.
Yeah, but it's got some bass to it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I ain't letting those guys talk, forget it.
Oh, they're over the road drivers. That's all right. Just kind of checking what they were talking about here. Getting some feedback. No feedback. Hey, how about it? 0505. You down there? In the Bikini State? Copy on the Bikini State there. Making it up to the Keystone. Looking to see if 05 Firestarter, you in there? Alright, 10-4 there. Florida. Good to hear you on the band. On Classic Radio Roundup. 775 up in the Keystone. Okay. Appreciate it, man. Sounding good. Just seeing if we could hit a couple more miles south to Miami. Ten four. Alright, man. Just doing it on this Midland Base Station 13. 898B Base Station on the Classic Radio Roundup.
How about that Florida station, 467, Valley Forge, PA? Okie dokie. Alright, 73's down here, 467 Ron, gone.
Well, lordy, Miss Cloudy. Hey, that's the Buckingham, right? I bet you wondered what I was going to do next. And sometimes, I don't know, I was just yelling and sort of hollering. Let's get to some of the requests here that we've got. Linda and Tommy, dedications right now. To the Force Kids at Tulip and Longshore. To East Corner, to McKinley, to North Campus, to Sandy and Sandy, to Houston and Donato, to Stevens
Straight out of 1971.
to Camp Hill, to Phil and Jones, to Rich and Nancy, to Saul and Ellen, to Conway
That's a
and
lot of
Brenda.
dedications.
I don't want that. To Conway and Brenda, he just handed me a microphone. Why don't I go do it with a microphone? I get shy in front of microphones. To Rock and Doris. Actually, I'm standing on your roof with a megaphone yelling down your chimney. To JJ and Tracy. To AK and JCJ. JLC. Right, that's what I said. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. All right. Now, the Chiffons a couple of years ago, or a couple of months ago, or they used to have a record out anyway, called He's So Fine. And it just so happens to be that the phone is ringing. It just so happens that we have a brand new release by a chick named Beverly Warren of He's So Fine. So let's give a real quick listen right now to Beverly Warren with the new one of the Chiffons' old one, He's So Fine.
Good stuff, ain't it?
He's got a megaphone. He's coming down your chimney.
That's right.
That's classic.
Now, let's see how this D104 sounds.
to hear a little more.
There you go. Right.
Want to hear a little bit more?
And poof.
Alright, that's Beverly Martin, the sound of He's So Fine. Right now, it's the Ultra Scene. Ultra... What's my name? Ultra T. The Ultra T Scene. I couldn't remember. I thought I was Ralph McKee. Actually, Ralph, when you've been at a hot from 8 to... Well, I left about 25 minutes to 11, and you've been listening to rock and roll music all night, it begins to go to your head, just ever so slightly, and so I sort of lose track of who I am. But the name is the Ultra T because I've got it written right here on my wrist, so that I do remember. Slash the rest right, and then I'll think I'm the Ultra Blood. Whatever that means. Alright, hey, by the way, on April... 25... Be so fine, right? Alright, that's Beverly Warren, the sound of He's So Fine. Right now, it's the Ultra Scene. Ultra... What's my name? Ultra T. The Ultra T Scene. I couldn't remember. I thought I was Ralph McKee. Actually, Ralph, when you've been at a hot from 8 to... Well, I left about 25 minutes to 11, and you've been listening to rock and roll music all night, it begins to go to your head, just ever so slightly, and so I sort of lose track of who I am. But the name is the Ultra T because I've got it written right here on my wrist, so that I do remember. Slash the rest right, and then I'll think I'm the Ultra Blood. Whatever that means. Alright, hey, by the way, on April the 14th, which happens to be a Friday night...
Classic Radio Roundup, broadcast or CB radio.